Hey everybody, it's Dale.
And this is Eric.
And welcome to the Transformers Beast Wars podcast.
You can find it at optimusprimecast.com.
We're going to get right into the episode this week, but before we begin, we need to bring up the fact that we have hit a snag.
We need your help.
Yeah, we are preparing to record episode number 21, but we just found out that Beast Wars has been taken off of Netflix.
Yeah, so it's no longer streaming. We do not have any other access to the show via streaming method.
It's illegal. It's illegal to stream it in this country, and there's just no way to go about it other than get the DVDs.
But here's when you come in.
This is where you come in. The thing is that you guys have an opportunity to help us. We have not been pimping it on the show very much, but we have a Patreon page.
You can find that at patreon.com/OptimusPrimecast.
Now, the thing about Patreon, it is a fully voluntary subscription service by which you can pledge money per podcast to help us with our costs as far as getting new equipment, in this case getting some DVDs so that we can finish the show,
some source material.
Yeah.
You could pledge however amount that you would like, and you could set a specific cap to your monthly rate. So say for instance we put out a podcast every week, so roughly average four a month. You could put, for instance, a $1 pledge per episode, but then have a cap at $2. So, you will still get the 4 episodes for the month, but you will only pay for 2.
Yep. And the thing is that the show is always going to be free. We're not selling podcasts. What we are doing is asking for your help producing them. If you can help us out, that means that we get to finish the show. So if you enjoy what you're hearing here at OptimusPrimecast.com, then you can be part of our process, not only our continued growth, but our actual legitimate continuation.
Our Patreon subscribers and contributors also have access to exclusive Patreon content, which is, either behind-the-scenes videos or extras videos, you name it. Lots of things that we post on a regular basis. We're going to be doing another promotional video coming up soon involving a trip to the toy store.
Ooh, toys.
So if you want to check it out, eventually we will release it to the public for everyone else, but our Patreons get first hit. So
right. So thank you for your time, and here comes this week's episode of the Optimus Primecast Transformers Beast Wars podcast.
Which you can find at optimusprimecast.com.
You ready to hear it again? I'm ready to hear it again. Bye, everybody. Hey everybody, it's Dale.
This is Eric.
And welcome to the Transformers Beast Wars podcast.
Which you can find at optimusprimecast.com.
This week we watched episode number 8.
Double Jeopardy.
Man, featuring Rattrap. We had another Rattrap episode.
I'll take spy cliches for 500, Dale.
Who is Rattrap? This week, let's see, okay. Another Stasis pod lands and Tarantulas gets there first, releasing Blackarachnia. We get a new toy. Rattrap's loyalty to the Maximals is questioned by Optimus, and he nearly joins the Predicons. Dun dun dun.
That summary is wrong.
I know, it kind of is. But
Tarantulas doesn't get there wrong, or get there first.
He doesn't get there first, but he gets to the protoform first.
Yeah.
Which is really the thing. So at the beginning of the episode, we have Dinobot and Optimus Primal in a
Hoth situation. The sound effect that they're trying to find this protoform. They're trying to find this the pod that crash landed, and they're in a snowy place. And the sound effect that they're using for the transmission noise or whatever, the radio static, is the same that you'd find like on the echo bass scenes with in Star Wars.
Yeah, I didn't notice. I was like, what, like the probe sound?
No. But
yeah, the background noise.
Background radio transmission noise when Han's trying to get a hold of the base. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Luke and.
Well, you can blame probably the director, Mark Shaman.
Damn you, Shaman.
Mm-hmm. But this episode was written by Jesse Winfield.
Okay.
I don't know if we've come across Jesse Winfield before.
I don't think we have either. I think this is a first timer to see Jesse.
We need some. I'll have to keep some notes that I don't
Running
crumple up. I crumple up my notes and throw them away, so I don't have pieces of paper everywhere. And
Nice.
it's like, oh, you know what? I really should go back and look, because I'm like, I don't know if I've seen any Jesse Winfield before.
I don't think we have either. I don't recall. But yeah, they're tracking down the probe. They find themselves in a cannon.
Really close.
Really close. Can't seem to find it. Where could it be? This is a dead end. Where is it?
We're within a few feet of it, horizontally. Vertically is another story.
Yeah, they're below.
They're
it's
right
above
below
them. And
Waspinator and Pterosaur are up there, shouting "Nanny, nanny, boo, boo."
yeah, and they find it like, how did they beat us here? And all of a sudden, it's a trap. Okay, and then Rattrap gave them these directions.
Rattrap sent them to the thing. Oh, Scorponok is there too, but he's on the same level as Optimus and Dinobot.
Yes.
And I did, however, notice, I don't know if you took a look, but Scorponok has upgraded to appropriately branded artillery.
No, I did not notice that.
Yeah, he has Predicon logo.
It's good to know. Good to know that he finally got around to doing that, because
he repainted his missiles.
Good. But yeah, oddly enough, like, it opens up because like Dinobot making an accusation of like we were double crossed.
Well, and Optimus is saying the same thing. He's saying, well, something fishy is going on. That's 3 missions in a row. We didn't see the other missions, but whatever. 3 missions in a row have been ambushed by Predicons.
Sounds mighty suspicious.
Like some rat slipping info. Hey! Speaking metaphorically, that is.
Dinobot is fingering Rattrap as the rat.
Because he's,
A rat.
well, not only that, because he's also the one giving directions and basically orchestrating via comm the directions of the mission. And
Yeah,
what to
he's
do and where
sending
to go.
them to these locations.
What are you trying to say, you big lizard head?
But if there are 3 other missions, like wouldn't those missions? I mean, it kind of insinuates, but wouldn't those be protoform missions, like capsules?
No, not
or-
necessarily. Just missions in general. They might be out looking for energon. They might be looking for parts of their crashed ship, because they still got to look for those things. That's why,
Picking
they
up
were
a party
finding...
surprise for the Maximals picnic that they're trying to throw.
Yeah,
that type of
yeah,
thing.
maybe looking for fruit.
Maybe
For Rattrap to eat.
with worms in them.
But there are other. They've had plenty of other. They've had plenty of other missions other than looking for protoforms. I mean, because if there were more protoforms, then we would have seen that happen, because we'd have new toys to buy.
Yeah.
But Cheetor had to go out. Went out on that one mission to place those antennae. We saw the Predicons placing artillery as a trap to the Maximals and so everybody's got to be doing something. They're doing stuff, but it's not always for a protoform.
True, very true. But
Right,
they're trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, they're trying to find out why they keep getting ambushed, and Optimus is going to go along with it to everybody's surprise.
Yeah, I saw this coming a mile away. So basically, everyone keeps on pointing. It's like, well, Rattrap is this, Rattrap is it. And even Cheater's like, well, we got to find the rat. And he's like, no offense, I was just metaphorical. And then Rattrap's like, ay. And then Optimus Primal, yeah, you're absolutely right. Surprises everyone's like, yes, you, Rattrap, now I need to speak with you privately. And by privately, I mean in front of everyone in the room right here, about 3 feet away.
The thing is, there was a cut there.
What's a cut
There was a cut. We cut to a different scene, and then when we come back, then Optimus Primal is talking to Rattrap in front of everybody.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
Which means that they set this
in a
whole thing...
leadership/management situation, like when you say that you want to speak to someone in private, you give them that news in the private. You don't then come back and say, you Rattrap are
Unlike a couple of
called
episodes,
into question.
Unlike a couple of episodes before, a couple of episodes ago, when Rattrap was trying to give Optimus Primal some information in his private. Either way, Eric doesn't like the way that Optimus handles this situation, because it seems like Rattrap has been called out in front of everybody and
for being a traitor, feeding information to the Predicons.
Well, he needs to be tested.
So, Optimus Primal goes and says, okay, you're going to go to Sector 12.
The lava pits? That's a death sentence, Optimus. 12's one big energon storm.
And within weapons range of the Predicon ship. Think of it as a test of loyalty.
Let's understand how that
No,
would
it's
work
obvious.
either.
No, it's a test to his loyalty, because if Rattrap goes out there and doesn't get ambushed, then that would prove something.
I don't know. I don't think that would.
If
prove
Rattrap,
anything.
if Rattrap got sent out there and ended up under enemy fire, then it would mean that it wasn't Rattrap
But
doing
it could
it
be
was
if-
something else.
but-
So this is how we find out as the audience.
I understand that, but I mean, at the same time, if he was the traitor and he was feeding information to the Predicons,
Then he would need to
then
stage
he would stage a coup. So I'm going to be over there. You guys need to attack me. That type of stuff. Keep my cover intact. So either way, it's whatever.
Oh yeah, well yeah, but that's why this has to keep going. It
Yeah.
doesn't stop there. You know,
No.
Rattrap is being used as bait, but unbeknownst to us, that Rattrap and Optimus know this.
Yeah, they both are in on it, and you know, I could kind of right when it happened, when Optimus Prime was like, "Yes, he is. He's the traitor. All right, you know, come over here. I need to talk to you private." It's like, okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. Optimus Primal's definitely going to like convince Rattrap to go along with it, to kind of fish out to see who the real traitor is, to see where the leak is.
Yes.
So then he sends him out. Pterosaur goes and finds Rattrap, tracks him down. There's a fight.
And Rattrap loses.
And Rattrap loses. Rattrap goes, "Oh, you know, have mercy."
Yeah.
And Pterosaur is like, "Wait a minute. If I'm able to capture this guy."
Yeah. So Pterosaur is blinded by his own delusions of grandeur, and Rattrap is playing at that by saying he changes his symbol to a Predicon symbol. He never says terrorize.
No.
He never says terrorize. And then, but basically stages his defecting. But
And
he leaves
left
his
his comm
comm link
open.
open. He left his comm link open, which is like, it's just funny because, well, you know, look, this episode was written for 10-year-old kids who have never seen The Godfather. So, this Rattrap is the Luca Brasi of this episode. Now, so he goes and joins the Predicons, gets taken down there, and but now Rhinox and Cheetor are like, "Oh, Rattrap! No, it can't be! It can't be!"
Say it isn't true.
Yeah,
That's impossible.
But Dinobot is overjoyed.
Yeah.
Dinobot is beside himself for being able to scope out a traitor. And he gets called out on that.
I get to kill a rat. I get to kill a rat.
Well, and that would be the great thing if Rattrap was the traitor and Dinobot was the one to bring him to justice. This is kind of like the flipping of the setup that we've been waiting for between the rivalry between Rattrap and Dinobot.
Yeah. So Pterosaur brings him back to Predicon base.
Oh,
and
but
he's
by
like-
this time we do realize that the Predicons do have some kind of a hack into the Maximal comm link, and they're just listening to all their conversations.
Yeah, 'cause they go over
and
here.
that's how they've been foiling all of the Maximal missions lately. So they head back to base.
They head back to base, and Pterosaur brings him up on display and very proudly puffs out his chest and says, "All these accomplishments."
Before this, we have the bride,
Yeah.
bride of Tarantulas.
So Tarantulas, yeah. I mean, as far as like the summary is concerned, Tarantulas gets to the protoform first and basically makes himself
She's Spider.
a she-spider. And obviously, Tarantulas hasn't really been paying close attention to how spiders, like, you know,
Behave,
mate. You know,
Yeah, so he makes the new spider bot out of a Black Widow spider, and makes Blackarachnia.
Blackarachnia. But like, Tarantulas better not try anything because he's gonna die. Because that's how. But yeah, it's like the power of bearings is stronger than. He's taking a page from Tiger.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like a
Tigatron's,
robot version of Bros Before Hoes, but I'm not sure exactly how that would work.
Oh, be still, my spinnerets.
Tarantulas, I suspect an ulterior motive behind your beast form selection.
So she exists now, and we don't know anything about her.
No,
know,
she's
but,
protoform. She comes
yeah.
up. You know, she has boobs.
Yeah, yeah, she's a she-bot. First female character in the series.
First female character in
you
the
know,
series.
so breaking that glass ceiling.
Yeah, but she's wearing heels.
Yeah. But she's tough as nails, and a few words so far. Nothing really going on there, I guess.
No.
They don't dwell on her very much.
No.
And her toy was abysmal.
Yeah.
Oh man, the toy, the original Blackarachnia toy I don't think it was necessarily a repainted Tarantulas, but it was gross. She looked like a fat dude. I was like, she looks nothing like... The only toy that looks like this Blackarachnia is it doesn't transform.
Oh, you think that they would?
The only one that I've
trying to make that work.
No, not for the first season. Not for the first batch of toys. Well, the first batch of toys actually like had all kinds of the first batch of toys was made and packaged before the show actually launched.
Oh,
so
of
like
course, so they could have the toys on the shelves when the show launches.
Yeah, so there was actually some bits and references in the on-card bios of Optimus Primal actually being Optimus Prime, being the Optimus Prime from G1.
Is that a spoiler?
No, it is not. It is merely a misprint on a box because some people were not talking to each other. And Rattrap was billed as some kind of hard as nails spy. Like how he started out as a spy, not as a scientist, and and he would scavenge through garbage basically. But, so he would be able to go places. He was small, so he could go places where people couldn't go, and he was a rat, so he would go places that were smelly that nobody wanted to. So, but that's just what's up, Okay. So the first Blackarachnia toy sucked. And that's pretty much all we have to talk about her for now, because we actually do have cool plot happening.
Well, yeah, there's other story. Like, the story is not about Blackarachnia.
No, it is not.
Like, opposed to, like, the previous episode, where it was all about freaking Tigatron.
No, it was about getting to Tigatron.
No, it was all about the protoforms, and getting that, and the reason why it's important and everything else. Mm-hmm. Like, that whole story from last episode was building up on that premise of what it is. It's setting up, basically, the start of this episode.
Yeah, and this is the thing that's going to have to start happening. Well, we didn't have Tigatron in this episode, though.
No,
so
we
it's
didn't.
Not like, which I kind of like.
He's busy getting busy.
Yeah. But I kind of like that you can introduce a character. He was only in there for like 5 minutes, and we're not going to see him this week.
Yeah.
Because that's just not what's happening right now. He's off being someplace cold. And in the meantime, I guess maybe the motivation for putting this episode here was to make sure that the maximal Predicon balance was at parity, because the Maximals were then in a position where they outnumbered the Predicons by 1, didn't they?
Yeah, because Dino at first they outnumbered.
Yeah,
then
the
Dino
Predicon
got defected,
mm-hmm.
and then they were tied. They were even.
Yeah, so they were even as far as manpower went, and then with Tigatron, now it's 6-5.
6-5.
Yeah, 6-5, and then now with...
I'll say 5.5 to 5.
Yeah, 5.5 to 5, and then now with Blackarachnia, they're at parity.
Yeah.
Within half a bot. They're within half a bot to parity.
So after Tarantulas makes his fembot,
you know what? If that happened in any other series, the whole episode would be would have been Blackarachnia being this super hard warrior, and everybody else on the Predicon team just failing at everything, and they're like, "Oh wow, Blackarachnia is so cool. Let's all go buy her toy now." You know what I mean? That's what it would have been in another universe. It would have been a really bad episode of showing getting as much combat animation of Blackarachnia as possible
to set up how great of a character she is. Go up and buy the toy.
Yeah.
I do give it to you. The past 2 episodes have been more centric on the story versus, hey, look, there's a new toy, go out and buy it. This is how cool it is.
Mm-hmm.
But
so, I appreciate that.
And in the long run, Blackarachnia in this episode isn't really all that great.
No.
There's nothing.
Kind of quiet.
That's probably why she had a crappy toy.
Yeah, she calls people some names, and then.
But we'll get to that.
But between the Flyers recovering the protoform, Pterosaur and Waspinator were fighting over who was going to get to carry back the protoform. I guess Pterosaur won out in the end.
Yeah.
No. I think the thing is he's taking credit for having shot down Optimus Primal, enabling that protoform to become Predicon property.
Yeah. Well, when that happened, he did shoot him down, and then he started boasting about that and how he's going to take the pod as his trophy. And as he's monologuing, Waspinator just grabs it, flying off with it, and I'm like, all right, dude, go and do it.
Yeah, Waspinator's not trying. He doesn't have an agenda. He's like, I'm just doing the job, man. I came to work today.
I keep on getting crushed if I stick around. I don't want to.
Yeah, this is true. He's probably thinking, if I stick around too much longer, somebody's going to have to drag me home. But between Pterosaur enabling the capture of the protoform, and now his new capture of the maximal traitor Rattrap, he's flying pretty high. and he decides now he is going to take over and assume control of the Predicons.
Yeah.
All hail Terrorsaur.
And I shall become your leader!
Yeah, puffed out chest and everything, boasting about how great he is and everything that he did when basically, Rattrap just gave up. But the weird thing about that, like, while he's giving his speech, Rattrap is in the background, like, giving thumbs up and, like, waving high,
he was
excitedly,
waving and saluting.
Yeah,
I
it's
found
just
that adorable.
It's just funny. It was
Yeah.
like, what? Okay, all right. And as usual,
He was selling himself to his new roommates, the Predicons.
Hi. Hey, guys.
He's talking about me.
But then, so while he's doing that, while Terrorsaur is doing that, Megatron, of course, comes up and is like, oh, really?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
again? And then, of course, this was all planned out, and Terrorsaur never locked the cage of Rattrap, so Rattrap sneaks around and tases Megatron.
Yeah, I know. He tasers Megatron twice. That's police brutality. We wouldn't stand for that in America. But yeah, Megatron's knocked out and captured. And Terrorsaur is assuming command. All hail Terrorsaur.
And Terrorsaur decides to make, Rattrap his new lieutenant. But then decides to just keep him locked up in a cage and put him down the dungeon again.
I don't understand how that worked out. That was pretty bad.
It's for reasons.
yeah. Rattrap ends up in a cage for reasons. So he's roommates with Megatron now.
Who Megatron was able to easily escape, like, without any effort.
Yeah, because
really
Megatron
whatsoever.
is always prepared. A good tyrant is always prepared. Builds his prisons for his own personal escape.
Yeah.
So he does that.
He gets out. And then Rattrap
is Batman.
Yeah.
At least he opened up his other arm. His escape kit is in his other arm. It's not in his.
Well, I mean, the previous episodes, it wasn't like just the one arm had the compartment, because we saw in.
You know what? I almost want to say that his hotbox came out of his leg. We'll go back and. No,
I think it was his arm. In any case, in the previous episode, he had chargers in either arm. He had one each. In this episode, he did have the lock picking kit or whatever.
Yeah, he had
the escape kit in his other arm. But it just kind of shows, like, every other instance, the majority of the time, he's going and reaching into his left arm. So that makes Rattrap a righty. Not that really matters. He holds his gun in his right hand. He prefers to grab things in his right hand. He's a righty. So if you want to kind of go into the details of right-handed people and how their mindset is, whatever. But no, what I don't get about that whole sequence is that I guess he can't access his secret compartments unless he changes his insignia back to a Maximal.
I think that he was... No, I think that he was just showing the audience.
No, really?
He was just showing some 10-year-old kids that, this is how The Godfather worked out, too. So he does, and he also says maximize. He doesn't change his activation code, but he does change his insignia. But then he switches his insignia back to go sneaking around in the Predicon base.
Yeah, so we have some
a little bit more than we needed.
Yeah,
a little bit more than we needed. We could have been left with the mystery. I think it would have been fun to be left with a little bit of mystery.
Yeah, it was,
and have it look like he was actually.
I think
doing
it was
some
just
stuff.
it was too the. I think that the writers and the director were too, I guess, worried about us going, no, Rattrap, and just being so broken up
now
about
I gotta buy a Rattrap with a different logo on him.
But they dismissed it so quickly. They sent him out. They sent him away. He got captured by the Predicons, and it's like, oh no, wait, no, he's not a traitor. There's something else going on. He didn't get the secrets from
this
him.
audience wasn't ready for it yet.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I just didn't like that. They could have done so much more. They could have done so many cool things just to kind of keep you guessing. But no, they're just like, nope, here it is. He's just a plot, another plot.
Yeah, that's just the story we're telling you this week. Everything's going to be all right next week.
Yeah. So he gets out by use of Batman.
Yeah, he's Batman, and he's also Solid Snake.
He's Solid Snake.
He follows the rats through the air vents.
Air vents, which the little rat gives him a thumbs up.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? The animals can talk to each other. Tigatron's hanging out with tigers because they know each other. Cheetor tried talking to the cheetahs. The cheetahs didn't like him, or is it that they just didn't like Waspinator?
No, I just think that Cheetor doesn't have a game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Cheetor tries too hard. He just tries too hard. Oh man, the best part was when sneaky Rattrap is sneaky. He's hanging out above Waspinator, who is scanning for maximal signals and doesn't see any, or isn't receiving any, because he's not.
He's not scanning for maximal signatures. He's looking for frequencies. He's listening for radio transmissions.
Yeah, and he's not hearing any. So then he walks away.
Yeah.
And then Rattrap very stealthily jumps down from his perch and lands as if he was a very heavy robot, which he is.
What sounded like a garbage truck
Oh, man.
falling off the Empire State Building. 20 cool points for anyone who could pick up that reference.
I missed it.
That's fine.
What's it from? Oh, never mind. Leave that in the comments and make me cooler. So, so Sneaky Rattrap is sneaky. He falls down, makes way too much noise. Nobody hears him.
Nobody hears him. He finds this the chip.
He finds a maximal chip in the
Communications array.
Yeah, the in that thing that you just said. And
It's okay. It's okay. You can't say communication. I can't say flautist.
this is true.
Or
floating. You can say the hell out of flautist.
Yeah.
So, all right. So he finds the maximal chip, and he says, "Okay, so this is what it was all along. I've got it." He pockets it. Well, he arm pockets it, whatever it is. He puts it in his glove box, and then he goes about his business. He starts sneaking around a little bit more, and he overhears Scorponok and Terrorsaur arguing about whether or not Terrorsaur is going to get listened to.
I will not follow you. Megatron is our true leader.
Scorponok heart Megatron. It's nice to see a faithful.
Do you see this unibrow?
I didn't grow this thing for nothing. So it's obvious that Terrorsaur is meeting a little bit of resistance, and then you know what? There was a flash. There was a spider. There was a spider butt somewhere behind Rattrap while he was sneaking around.
Well, what ends up happening is that Tarantulas starts kind of wandering around, and he sees a rat. He sees like the normal rat that Rattrap was following around.
Yeah.
So he ends up stalking that rat and grabbing and capturing that rat, and then Rattrap, while he's trying to make his way around to wherever, ends up tripping a tripwire.
Mm-hmm. He ends up stuck in a web.
The web that we saw in episode 3. The web.
A web.
A web.
It's more like a web.
Okay.
It's a web that looks like the web from
same
the web.
effect and same effect on the web.
Yeah.
From the episode. The web on the web from the episode.
Yeah. To which Rattrap responds, "What in the universe?"
And he's stuck, of course. And it takes a little bit, but Arachnaros. Tarantulas goes and chases down the disturbance because he hears that intruder detected or whatever. Goes to find that the web is broken. And
yeah, Rattrap had a knife hidden in his arm.
No, he had the freaking Assassin's Creed wrist blade. That's
this is true.
That's what he had. He had the wrist blade. He cut himself free, and then he decides to basically sneak back into his cage.
So what we're saying is, if there was a video game based off of Beast Wars that was good, caveat, that was good, it would have to be, you know what? What was I watching? There was an episode of Goosebumps or something? The kids were watching one time, and at the beginning, there was a kid totally playing.
Sure, the kids were watching it.
Yeah, no, like seriously, because I would have been really proud if I had stumbled upon it myself. Some kid at the beginning of this episode of this scary show was totally playing a Beast Wars video game.
What?
Yeah, totally. I was like, the Dinobot! But anyway, so if there was a good Beast Wars game, it would be one of, we would always want to play as Rattrap, because we love Assassin's Creed and Metal Gear Solid.
Dale likes Assassin's Creed. I love Metal Gear Solid. We both love Metal Gear Solid.
We heard.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. You don't like Assassin's Creed?
No, not really.
Yeah, we'll come back.
I mean,
that.
the first one was great.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things with it, but that's another podcast.
Yes, it is. So, so Tarantulas.
Well, while he's sneaking back into his cage, because Rattrap's trying to make it back and go, okay, well, nothing ever happened here. So he's trying to get back into his cage.
Oh, that's right. That's when he just
and
gets
then
busted.
Tarantulas goes, aha! I found you now. This is Tarantulas Maxim. Terrorize.
And Rattrap shoots him mid-transformation.
Yeah, just like, all right, whatever. Boom. Indiana
and
Jones
messes him up.
Yeah.
Tarantulas is busted up in this interaction.
Yeah, he's decommissioned. He's no longer able to function at that point.
Yep, and Rattrap just peacefully goes back to his cage.
Yeah, goes back to his cage for some strange reason.
He doesn't want his cover blown.
Yeah. So, at that point...
That's when the Maximals are... At this point, the Maximals are outside.
Yes, they're outside the the
Darksyde.
The Darksyde.
Yeah, they're on top of the Darksyde or something. They're nearby.
Because at one point, Optimus Prime was like, "Okay, let's go get Rattrap."
Oh, that's right. They're all there. Yeah. So he's leading the Maximals on a search and destroy mission.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Why are we going after Rattrap?" And he's a traitor and everything. So, but he may be a traitor, but he's too much. He's too dangerous of a weapon to leave in the hands of them.
Yeah, he's got all the Maximal information.
Yeah.
So they need to go get him and quiet him down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Might quiet him down.
Seek and destroy. Dinobot do justice. He wants to be a hero. Well, let's see how that work out.
Ride the lightning.
Man, the end of the end of this episode is so violent.
It is.
That was a great fight. That was a better overall. That was a better fight than the end of episode 2.
Yeah. So
because everybody had something cool to do.
After he gets back into the cage, Maximals are outside. Mm-hmm. Pterosaur starts trying to figure out what to do. They start attacking.
Megatron
shows back up and says, "Well, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk?"
Yeah. So instead of him getting deposed, Megatron says, "Well, why don't you just go ahead and lead it?"
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, well, yeah. You just
you want to do it?
Where are you going with this? All hail Terrorsaur.
Yeah. Rah. Rah, Pterosaur.
So Megatron lets Terrorsaur lead the charge out, and which is cool. Like, it was actually kind of nice to see Megatron out there on the front line, not standing behind, but like running alongside all the Predicons.
Yeah.
Opening fire. That was a good shot.
Everyone goes out there. A big battle ensues. Pterosaur's like, "Get me my lieutenant that I put in the dungeon for some reason. Bring him back up. Have him fight."
And Rattrap comes out shooting.
He comes out shooting at well, I don't know. I mean, at this point, we don't know if he's just shooting just to shoot, just to kind of keep appearances or whatever. But then Pterosaur is like, "Take him out. Take out Prime." So he starts shooting at Prime. Ends up shooting Prime. He
shoots Optimus Primal, and Optimus Primal falls out of the sky and hits the ground.
On fire. No, that was earlier. He was on fire. Sorry.
Fire makes everything cooler.
But so he falls out of the sky.
And this is where it gets
it gets pretty intense.
It gets really intense there. In the meantime, Tarantulas bites it. The Maximals have this sneak attack. Waspinator gets it from Rhinox again.
In the same fashion too.
Yep, same gun.
Just gets shot up completely. Just poor Waspinator.
Yep. So then Rattrap shoots down Optimus Primal. Pterosaur is bossing... No, he's not even bossing him around. Pterosaur's not there yet.
No.
Megatron is who told him to shoot down Optimus Primal. He says, this is your chance to really show what you're doing. Right?
No.
No? It was Pterosaur?
They were out there. They were fighting Pterosaur. He's like, shoot him down. So he shoots him down. After he shoots him down, that causes a huge uproar in the Maximals, and they start going after Rattrap.
Yeah.
So... Dinobot goes and runs after Rattrap, grabs him, and he's like, "Now's my chance to finish you off," or whatever.
And then
Megatron goes and grabs him by the head.
Yeah.
And says, "Okay, now," he says, "now prove your worth. Destroy this guy. Mm-hmm. Waste this guy.
Waste this guy."
And then Pterosaur comes, and he's like, "No, don't listen to him. Listen to me. Waste this guy."
In the meantime, Blackarachnia is proven that she's a total badass.
She doesn't care, man.
Yeah, she don't care. She's Honey Badger this episode, man.
Well, that's going on, and Dinobot is caught, and Rattrap seemingly is about to kill him. Cheetor basically like, "No!" and starts running after it, going shooting down bots and everything else. So Blackarachnia is walking towards him, and he's shooting Blackarachnia and
shooting her legs off,
and she's not even stumbling or missing a stride, just walking towards her, shoots off her other legs, walking towards again and everything.
Kicks him in the face.
Yeah,
knocks him down. Kicks him down, and then walks over his head.
Steps on his head.
And just leaves.
So then, in the big struggle of will he or won't he or whatever, I honestly thought, Rattrap ends up shooting Pterosaur in the face.
In the head, knocks his whole head off.
Yeah. But I was actually shocked. Why wouldn't you shoot Megatron? If your cannon if your gun is strong enough to take out Tarantulas in one shot, blow off the head of Pterosaur, why not just
shoot Optimus Prime out of the sky?
Yeah,
Optimus Primal out of the sky.
Why don't you just shoot Megatron in the face?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, so he ends up shooting Pterosaur. Mm-hmm. Megatron, I guess, found that funny enough that it did not make him want to crush Dinobot's head in his mouth, hand.
And then Optimus Primal gets him in the back, right?
No.
Or what happened?
Dinobot
Dinobot
kicks out the leg
okay.
kicks out the leg of Megatron, where he was like, I must let go because you just kicked me.
Yeah.
And then then they take over Megatron and they get Prime goes up and says, "Now get Rattrap." So
they get Rattrap and
Rhino,
they escape.
Rhinox goes and picks him up and
He re-eats his face for
eats
once.
his face, swallows his head.
Yeah, still kind of gross.
Yeah. Either way, going down or coming back up.
Yeah.
It's not pretty. They get Rattrap and then they head back. They head back home.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a final resolution to the
Maximal issue.
Well, to the Maximal issue, and then for the Predicons, because Megatron at the very end gathers everyone that is left.
Yeah, everyone
Says, who wants to follow this guy now?
Who wants to follow Terrorsaur? Who's holding his own head?
And nobody wants to do it. So, the end.
Yeah,
Pretty
and
much.
then the Maximals had to. Everybody had to ask Optimus why he didn't tell anybody that Rattrap was doing this triple agent gig.
Yeah,
and it was, of course, because they were listening.
It was written on the script.
Yeah, I just do what
keep the cover intact.
Yeah.
But
when Bob Forward isn't around, I listen to Jesse Winfield.
Yeah. What I understand is that I understand, but if they're not using comms, why didn't Optimus just bring them in on it? You know what I mean? Because there was no reason.
I totally have it written down here. Not sure about the Maximal plan. It was a little bit more convoluted than it needed to be. It was more convoluted than it needed to be. Optimus didn't have to be so secretive.
It was definitely played. It was the plan was played up and hyped to be more than it was, and I understand that it was designed and written basically for 10 to 12-year-olds to buy toys.
If the story was told to us from the perspective of Rhinox and Cheetor, then we would have been wondering the whole time. Yeah. But since we were omniscient, like the camera, just going from scene to scene and seeing what everybody was doing all the time, there was really not too much of a moment for us to doubt Rattrap, except for in the scene 2. Yeah. Where Dinobot calls him out, and then Optimus agrees, and then sends him out on that mission. Everything else that happened pretty much just foils any stress and strain that we might feel, except when Rattrap is inexplicably acting like a Predicon.
Yeah, I didn't like this episode.
You didn't?
Not really.
Nah. How do I feel about it? I don't know.
When it first started, okay, all right, I don't know. They were just
Is
trying
it that
to sell
it was too
so
predictable
hard.
for you?
It was too predictable, too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It seemed that they were trying too hard. Optimus Prime was just pushing it too hard. Mm-hmm. It was very obvious from the start.
Yeah. So basically, it was just too transparent, right? There wasn't enough.
There wasn't more than meets the eye. It was very. It was very plain.
Yeah, they pretty much showed everything all the time.
Yeah, there was no suspense. There was no build up. There was no awesome moment here. I mean, if anything, if there was any awesome moment, it would either be Blackarachnia just walking away as she's getting shot, or walking towards and kicking Cheetor in the face, while being shot, or it would be the scene where Rattrap shoots tarantulas.
Tarantulas? Really? Not the Terrorsaur shot?
No.
Not the shot to the face?
No.
Okay.
Because that
was a tough shot. That was cool. That was
the
cool.
Shot to the face
when
was
he
all
shoots
right,
tarantulas.
but shooting the tarantulas was badass. Mm-hmm. It was the Indiana Jones moment where the big guy comes out with a sword and he's flipping out there, and everyone moves away for this big epic fight, and he just pulls out his gun and he shoots him and then just walks away. I mean, I think that was the moment of the show.
So, the juicy rat has been running his maze. But not for long, tarantulas.
And unfortunately, that moment was not great enough to carry all the rest of the show or all the rest of the episode into my heart.
Mm-hmm. I can go there with you. Yeah. I mean, we got introduced to Blackarachnia, but by the end of the episode, she's missing. We didn't mention that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now, so everything that Terrorsaur has done or claimed to do, all hail Terrorsaur, has been undone.
Has been foiled.
The protoform, which was reprogrammed by Tarantulas, is now missing. So Blackarachnia is missing, and Rattrap is no longer there, and they no longer have the hack into the Maximal comlink.
It makes me wonder, though. Well, I mean, Tarantulas is his own motives, self-actuating, self-sustaining. What's the word I'm looking for? He's just on his own.
He's like
thing.
a third party, yeah.
Like he's very self-minded in everything that he does.
Mm-hmm.
He has his own lair. He has his own things that he does. What if that is because he's a spider? Spiders don't really live in a community. They pretty much stick to themselves. They have their own dens and everything else. And even Blackarachnia. I mean, she's a Black Widow spider.
Mm-hmm.
So what if, like, true to spider form, she's like, screw this noise, and just walks away to do her own thing.
I gotta go find animals and feast.
But yeah, I don't know.
No, I'll tell you that you're onto something there. And we'll find out more in upcoming episodes of Beast Wars, and we'll talk about it more on the Transformers Beast Wars podcast.
Which you can find at optimusprimecast.com.
I've been Dale.
I've been Eric.
And we'll see you next week, everybody. High five.